Hi, welcome to today's quick revision question. It is at the top end of our GCSE, came from a non-calculator paper. You can see very clearly it's a Surds question. So I want you to take your time. It's a big question. Work your way through it. And when you are ready to see the solution, then hit play. Okay, so the first thing to really clock is the fact that we have got a denominator that's being raised to the power 2. We kind of need to sort that out to start off with. So we are going to expand these brackets. Now you all apply whatever method you use because there's various different ones out there. So I am a crab's claw girl, so I'm going to crab's claw this. So you've got your 3 times 3, which is 9, then minus 3 root 2, minus 3 root 2. And here you've got to really, they're really testing you here on your knowledge of surds. So if we're doing root 2 times root 2, in effect, we are doing root 2 squared. They cancel each other out, don't they? So we end up with positive because we've got two negatives making a positive 2. That is going to tidy up to 11 minus 6 root 2. So I've got 1 plus root 2 over 11 minus 6 root 2. I still have a problem with this denominator. Because of the surd, what I've got is an irrational number, and we don't have irrational denominators. So we have to rationalize it. To do that, we multiply by basically the exact same thing, but with the opposite sign. And then drawing that crab's claw, you'll see it gets eliminated out. So that opposite sign is really the critical thing. Okay, so we're going to multiply by 11 plus 6 root 2. And we are going to do it to the top and the bottom because obviously I want to keep my fraction equivalent. So really important that I remember to do that. So let's do the top first of all. I've got 1 plus root 2, which I'm going to multiply. And it's just literally another crab's claw. So as I work through this, I would get 11 plus 6 root 2 plus 11 root 2. And then I would end up with positive 12. Let me show you why, just to make sure you're happy. The last step was root 2 times 6 root 2. Now the root 2 times the root 2, remember that will cancel to just give me 2. And then I've got 2 times 6, and that's where the 12 has come from. That will go on and tidy up to 23 plus 17 next to the root 2. Now I'm going to do the bottom. We've got 11 minus 6 root 2 and multiplying it to plus 6 root 2. And just take your time as you're expanding this. You've got 121. And I'm going to show it, but this is the critical bit, why we use the opposite sign. If I was going to be doing 11 times 6 root 2, I would have 66 root 2. And then minus 6 root 2 times 11 is minus 66 root 2. And of course, if I've got them and then take them away, they have eliminated. The last bit is 6 root 2 times 6 root 2. I'm going to show this slightly differently for anybody that's like, oh, I really just don't get this bit. 6 root 2 means 6 times root 2. So what I've got, if I rearrange that, is 6 times root 2 times root 2. This bit here cancels to just the 2. If we go all the way back up here, that explained it. 6 times 6 is 36 times 2 is 72. And it's negative because I was doing a minus 6 root 2 times positive. So I've got a negative 72 coming out of that, which tidies up to 49. So what have I now got? I've got 23 plus 17 root 2 over 49. That can be written as 23 over 49 plus 17 over 49 root 2. So that's fitting the form. If you go back to the beginning of the question, they want a number for A and a number for B. They haven't said that the value is an integer, so we're not necessarily looking for an integer. It could have been, all right, it's whatever the result is once the maths is done. So A is 23 over 49 and B is 17 over 49. It's a big Surds question. There is no doubt about that. But you can see actually the real key skill in getting that question is being able to crab's claw confidently, knowing that when you've got the same number inside a root, it cancels the root out when you multiply it, and just knowing about rationalizing a denominator. So all the core details of the topic is really in this one question. I do hope it went well. I hope if it didn't, the explanation was clear enough and you were able to follow it nicely. And we will be doing more of these questions at the top end on a regular basis. So do keep an eye open for them.